So welcome everybody to the first International Women in Neuroscience Parma workshop. We're so happy to welcome all of you. I don't know how many people registered today, but you are a lot. Whereas here, there's only Francesca Ferroni.
Hi, everybody.
And I, Martina Ardizzi. We are the organizers of this workshop, and we are together with Francesca Rastelli. Thank you, Francesca. She's going to be our technical support for today and tomorrow. So maybe the most important person in this room, actually. So we can't wait to listen to all the talks and see where the discussion will take us. But before, allow me to say a few words about our intention to organize this workshop and the reason behind it. This is the first edition of a series of annual workshops organized with the aim to gathering around the same table women working in the field of neuroscience. Our aim was to emphasize the presence of so many women scientists in the field of neuroscience, of course, but also behind. And that clashes with the evidence that women are so underrepresented in academia. These are the latest statistics about the gender balance across the different academic positions in Italy and also in Europe. As you can see, the gender gap increases when one moves toward the top academic position, whereas more than 80% of the most precarious and flexible positions are held by women. Just to be clear, that's not a matter of glory, of course. The access to an academic career means the opportunity to build our proper team, to pursue our own line of research, to get funded, and so in few words, to do our work better and faster. When it comes to female leadership, evolutionary biologists speak about an evolutionary gap. So it means that due to a sort of ancestral heritage, we tend to link the male sex to more to leadership abilities. And that's because in the ancient time, it would be helpful to have a virile man protecting us from the outgroup members' aggression. But obviously, this concept of leadership is quite anachronistic. We read a lot of paper preparing ourselves for this workshop, and probably the one that impressed me the most was the paper written by Jarpota and collaborators in 2018. They studied the emergent leader. So the leader recognized as such by the other group members or by independent observers. And 32 times out of 42, the emergent leader was a man. And every time the man leader was more observed than the female ones. So to make a long story short, it seems that the maxima, think leader, think male, is still there. But a bulk of study demonstrates that this is a bias, as many other biases we have. So that's why we decided to organize this workshop, because we know that the first step that has to be moved to overcome biases is awareness. So we decided to organize a Women in Neuroscience workshop with the hope that in the next edition we can easily remove the word women from the title because it will sound anachronistic. As today, it will sound anachronistic to attend a conference named Men in Neuroscience or Men in whatever, actually.
So keeping this framework in mind, we would like to thank, first of all the speakers that agreed to participate to our workshop, and also the many scholars that submitted the abstract to, for the brief talks, and also the University of Parma that hosts us in this beautiful location, as you can see, maybe partially. And finally, the sponsor of our workshop, so the Lab Neuroscience and Humanities. So maybe the director of the lab, Dr. Vittorio Gallese, would like to say some few words. So if you want, please, Vittorio.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Francesca and Martina. I'll be very brief. First of all, normally thanks come at the end. So let me subvert this tradition by beginning with a heartfelt thank to Martina and Francesca, who started thinking about this workshop a long time ago, and they work really hard to make it possible. And today it is happening. So thank you so much. The lab Neuroscience and the Humanities has as its main goal to foster, establish bonds between neuroscience and the humanities. And this evening we'll have the privilege to taste a little bit of that with a conversation between two very dear friends, Siri Hustvedt, a writer, an essayist, a bright, intelligent woman, and Anna Chaunica, a young but very distinguished cognitive scientist and philosopher of science. We are going to learn a lot during these days about touch. Touch is a hot topic in social neuroscience, and we are looking forward to learn a great deal about its role in intersubjectivity, looking at touch from a variety of perspectives. I also want to thank all the distinguished speakers that we are hosting in these 2 days. I wish you all a great workshop, and I leave the floor to the real protagonist. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Vittorio.
Thank you, Vittorio. So now let's start. So for this first edition, we decided to focus on the sense of touch topic. And the workshop will be divided into 3 sessions around the same topic of touch, and that will be addressed from different perspectives. So we will discuss first about touch as a crucial aspect, a crucial modality for the construction of the basic sense of self. We will discuss also about what happens when this basic sense of self is damaged in specific neurological or psychiatric disease. And also tomorrow we will discuss about how the sense of touch is a crucial modality for the development of the body representation. So we know that there is a growing consensus now in psychology, cognitive neuroscience, and also philosophy that multisensory integration is a crucial aspect for the construction of this basic sense of self. Specifically, the interplay and the coupling between exteroceptive and interoceptive senses is a key component of our sense of self. So in this framework, the sense of touch constitutes the most ubiquitous and basic experiential background, linking our body to the external physical world. So this morning, thanks to the intervention of Dr. Garbarini, Dr. Garfinkel, Dr. Legenagger, and also Dr. Fotopoulou, we will deepen all these issues, these topics. But before officially starting with the workshop, just few technical information. So you as attendees will be mute and without camera for all the duration of the workshop. But anytime, whatever you want, you can write the questions in the chat of the Teams platform. And then at the end of each talk, Martina and I will read the questions to the speakers.